Welcome back, everybody. Yep, it's that time of the year. Itchy, watery eyes, runny nose, the achoo, sneezing. Sound familiar? We definitely have that.
All the time. All the time, and it creeps people out. Don't worry, it's just allergies in my case. Or is it?
Or is it? It seems like everybody is down with a cold, or as you said, are they? Could it just be allergies? And we shouldn't just say just, because it actually does really overwhelm your system.
Absolutely. So here to help us distinguish between the two, Dr. Isaac Bogosh, physician at Toronto General Hospital. You see this all the time, and it's the question that you get from a lot of people, like, how do you distinguish between the two?
Yeah, so, I mean, allergies are very common. The common cold is called the common cold because it's also extremely common. And sometimes it can be a little tricky to distinguish between the two, but the key features really are the symptoms that are the same. A lot of people might have a runny nose, they might have some itchy eyes, and that can be common in both. But really, if someone has a cold, they may have a low-grade fever. You're not going to get that in allergies. And sometimes you have a cough with a cold. And lastly, chills and sometimes muscle aches and pains can be associated with a common cold. The other key point is common colds go away. They should really last for 2 to 3 days, maybe a little bit longer, but usually they go away. And if you're having allergies, it's just not going to go away.
And with the colds, I'm on day 7 or 8 now. Mel did say go see a doctor. It's the sinus. At this point, do I go get checked for some sort of medicine to help, or will it also flush itself out?
Yeah, I mean, typically these are very benign, self-resolving issues. And for the most part, people will get better on their own. Of course, if people are not getting better or if they're getting worse, go get checked out. Go speak with your family physician, and maybe they'll do a few investigations, or maybe they'll say, you know what, you're at the tail end of your cold, it's going to run its course, and you're going to be okay.
Let's run through some of those symptoms again, because I actually played the same game with our Stella Aquisto, who believes she has allergies, but she's unsure if it's a cold. So we were saying, okay, so let's talk cough, general aches and pains, and fatigue and weakness. So here is what you should generally look at, right? Use this as a basis?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, like, there is some overlap. There is some overlap, but I really think the key features are that, in general, you're not going to get aches and pains and muscle aches and pains with allergies. And, you know, sometimes you can have a cough with a cold. It's rare with allergies, but it can happen. So there can be overlapping syndromes, but the key feature is colds will get better, and allergies won't get better until whatever you're allergic to disappears.
So what do you do then? Let's say you think it is allergies. Do you go to a doctor, or do you just buy something over the counter?
Well, fortunately, both are benign in the sense that they're more of a nuisance. So what you can do is you can go and try some allergy medication, and if you've got some relief, great. And usually I would recommend that after a few days, because if you have a cold, the cold's going to run its course, you'll be better, and that's going to be the end of that. But if you're still having symptoms after 3, 4, 5, 6 days, it's okay to try some allergy medications to see if you have some benefit. But really, truly, if you're not getting better and you still have some persistent symptoms, it's okay to chat with your primary care provider to ask about what this might be.
Okay, and with the medication, so you kind of answer this question, because is it harmful to take one over the other, like a cold meds versus an allergy meds, if you're not sure which one is which and which ones you're resolving?
Generally not, and most of these medications are really for symptom relief. I mean, for example, the cold medications aren't there to fight viruses. These colds are all related to viruses. They don't fight the virus. They just sort of help with some symptom relief. The allergy medications are typically antihistamines, and they can be very, very effective in relieving symptoms. But in general, the only thing to be concerned about is some of the medications cause a little bit of drowsiness. So if people are operating heavy machinery, even things like driving, you just have to be very careful to make sure that you're not impaired.
If symptoms are debilitating or prolonged, always go see your doctor.
100%.
They might recommend an allergist, because otherwise those don't even cut it. They don't even take the edge off.
100%.
Thank you so much.
All really good pieces of advice. Okay, so Stella, who is at our live eye right now. So here are her symptoms. Stella, your symptoms for the doc, and he will diagnose you. No.